I'm trying to think of what I haven't said already other than, well, I have a writer friend that lives in Houston, Texas, but I know well enough not to try to wear a 10-gallon hat while I go down there because she knows that's not my persona. All right. Now for the regularly scheduled jokes. You know I have an agenda, so I have to get to it. Beat the clock, I guess. And where we begin. Oh, yes, Martin Luther King Day. I realized that, yes, that I have stories to tell about what it's like to have such a holiday. When I started kindergarten, they didn't have that holiday yet. But now when I think of times of being in school, I think of being at college in Iowa City, and we got a month off for Christmas. And the last day of Christmas vacation was Martin Luther King Day. And then I'd be back in my hometown, have a dental appointment. It's like, you're still on break? Yeah, until after King Day. Yeah, that's one memory I'm going to have of that holiday. Another one is, unfortunately, when I was in suburban Chicago, I got laid off the day after it. But at the same time, well, without that, I wouldn't have ended up in Minnesota. So I like how I ended up in Minnesota, where it's a little easier to pursue the arts and everything, smaller metro area. After a year of being here, I hadn't even done stand-up yet, but I had taken writing classes at the Lofty Literary Center. It's like, yeah, I found enough reasons to stay here. I still have an affinity for Chicagoland, always will. That's why I go back to visit once a year. Maybe that seems appropriate that I was hearing the Maroon 5 song, This Love, when I was driving over here tonight. The song I heard after I got officially laid off, but it's like, well, I kind of knew it was happening because somebody tipped me off saying you're not going to survive, you need to get something else lined up, and it was somebody that I was going to listen to, my former boss and mentor. So, yeah, things change, and you find a way through, I guess is all I can think of about that. And now animals make me think of the next bits I'm going to do, although it's just acronyms that sound like animals, like Cub Foods. That has nothing to do with an animal. It means Consumers United for Buying. I looked that up. And sometimes I go to Cub Foods for things I can't find at Aldi. This weekend while I was there, I like using a basket because, well, why not if they're available? And I like the self-checkout. But sometimes the self-checkout is a little annoying, where I put the basket up in the bagging area, and the computer isn't like that. I expect I have a bagging area. Now we have to have somebody come over. And then I was saying, all right, I didn't want that to happen. I just wanted to get my stuff and leave. So I found out that all I had to do was take the basket away, and everything was fine. Good. But it's like, well, it was one of your baskets. You should know that some people are going to try that. And I'm the type that talks back to the self-checkout. Please scan your first item, or take your items. I will, even though it can't hear me. Sometimes I just like the self-serve because dealing with people can be a challenge for me. Maybe that's why I should flip the lineup here and then get to how I saw a movie this weekend. I went to see Star Wars E9, and yeah, having to deal with people at movie theaters is why I kind of like getting movies on video where I can watch at home, like on Redbox. Because when I show up, it's assigned seating where I went, and somebody decided to claim that seat for me. And it's like, oh, really, huh? They take away the coat, and it's like, no, that's not all. They put their purse there, too. It's like, you don't live here. And then after the movie was over, somebody else said, just so you know, the perfume you were smelling wasn't mine. It's like, I couldn't smell any. And it's like, well, I don't know how to respond to that either. I know people go on dates, they might want a perfume. I don't know. I don't think that's the best date movie, though. But I posted on Facebook about seeing Star Wars, and I liked the response that somebody had about it. I said, I go for the same reason why I see James Bond movies. Because I know that more than likely the good guy's going to win in the end, because that's a better story to tell than seeing the good guy get killed. And it's like, yeah, that was the response I got for it. It's like, nobody should be surprised about that. I don't think that's a spoiler at all. I mean, how many Star Wars movies have ended with the good guy not winning? Empire Strikes Back? Well, I think that's a dead giveaway in the title. Oh, yes, and then the other animal one, Fox. Sometimes I watch shows by accident because I'm watching the news and something else comes on after it. Like this week, they had a Fox show on after the news where I think it was a dance show or a dating show. And the lady was getting interviewed, talking about what she wanted out of the man that she would meet as a match. And it's like, yeah, it was kind of unrealistic. And in the back of my mind, all I'm thinking of is, yeah, if you're putting that to music, I think what she's looking for is a coin-operated boy, like the song by the Dresden Dolls. But that's not realistic when it comes to relationships. What's more realistic is the song by U2 called One. One love, we get to share it. Yeah, but modern life, I guess people have different wants and needs, and they seem to forget that it is two people in the relationship. Don't expect too much, and you may not get disappointed. So yes, there was that, the other animal one. Sometimes I get weird things on my car. That happened this weekend. I go out after the snowstorm, it's like, am I getting a ticket? No. But it was a flyer from a religious group railing against pornography. It's like, oh, well, I didn't want that either. But I still read what they had to say. It was in English and Spanish. Bilingual, okay. But how many people read it? I don't know. Well, I guess that'll do it for me. You've all been great. Woo!